So I've been watching YouTuber Peter Brown. The last couple weeks he's been experimenting with resin as stained glass. So that inspired me to try something similar. And I happened to see this here at the shop that I work at. It wasn't that much, so I brought it home. I thought that I would pour this out. But looking at it, it's really, really old, I think. And I don't know the age. It could be, recent and just aged from being outside. But if it is old, I really don't want to ruin it. If this pour is a fail, I didn't want to mess this up. So I got some plexi, and I left the paper on that side. That's a tracing of about where you're going to be able to see the windows there. To make a dam to hold in the resin I'm going to be pouring, I had this refrigerator tubing and some hot glue on the edge. I might be able to peel that off after I'm done, but if it has to stay, that's okay. It'll be hidden. This will be able to be mounted on the back, similar to a picture frame. That way it's removable. If, the next person who owns this wants to put a mirror in there, or just wants to have it open, or put pictures in there, anything you wanted to do. So that's where we're going to start. We're going to put the wood frame aside. I'm going to level this out. And we can start figuring out how to pour it. In case I get any leaks, I got this board we'll put down. I'm going to also have the hot glue gun ready in case I see anything major leaking out. I'll try to stop it before it gets too far. So I want to go with a beach theme on this. I want it to be like you're looking out the window at the beach. So I want to go to about, I want these kind of cut into thirds. So that'd be my first third, my second third, and my third third. So I want to have sand, water, sky. And I think that'll look pretty good. I'm going to use real beach sand down here, but I wanted to do this in 3 different pours. I was debating on doing it in 1 pour, but I think that might get a little messy. So I got these plastic spacers here. I'll figure out where they need to go. They have an adhesive on one side, so I can put that down. And maybe just put a little hot glue in the corners to make sure it doesn't leak through. And we could pour from there. So I want to do the sand first, and I want to do the sky second. Once they're dry or near dry, pull these out and then do the water area. So let's get to it. I think the best is to have this in equal space here the same. So 1/4 from the bottom. I warm up my hot glue gun. I'm going to put a little right here and a little right here, and start mixing. Alright, I want to level this out. It needs to come up a little this side. And front to back needs to come up a little bit. So since I'm only going to be doing this section right now, I'm going to just focus on getting that level. This side of the plexi is the one that's going to be facing out, so I want it kind of clean. A couple spots here I want to just clean up a little bit. This is going to be our sand end. So I have some genuine hamburger dough chips to put in there. Now that's local beach sand, so that'll be pretty cool. I've done a lot of pourings with sand before, and I found like it looks like you have a lot in there, but then when you pour it out it kind of disappears. So I really want to get a lot in here. Let's see how that is. I can shake that out. There we go. Get nice and flat. So the resin I use is it's inexpensive. You can get it at Home Depot, Lowe's. You can buy it online, but I found just going right to the store and getting it is probably the best price. You can get a gallon's worth here for about $65 to $70. If you look it up on the websites, it sometimes comes up like $150. That's not the real price. Go to the store, and this is a gallon. It goes a long way. It's a 50-50 mix. You have, these two, a gallon. You got your side A and your side B. You mix them together. So I want to end up with about maybe this much, I don't know, a little over a cup worth of resin to fill this. Even though there's sand there, still going to need a lot of resin to make that go. Another thing I've realized I found when doing sand is you think you have a lot in there, but once you pour it out, it's tough to see. So I'm going to add some color in, just a little dash here and there. I don't want it fully I don't want my resin fully opaque. Just a little bit of color. So we're going to use some pearl, some maple, some beer. Get that beer on the beach, right? And then this is a white glow-in-the-dark pigment. We'll put a little bit of that in there, and that's activated by UV. So that might give it a cool look. I'll start by pouring off my side A and my side B into these smaller cups, and then we'll pour that into a large cup. Set a timer for 6 minutes. I'll go 6 minutes on that. And then after 6 minutes, I'm going to pour it into my second clean cup. We're going to mix that for 6 minutes. We can add our color, pour it in. So that's all mixed up. Had about 12 minutes to think about how I wanted to pour this. I really want the glow in the dark to be even through there. So I think I'm going to start with, we'll mix off a little bit of this. And I think I just want to kind of randomly spread it on in there. That. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Alright. Now, do this over off camera here so I don't get any drips here on my clear spot. I think I'm going to start with the lightest color, which is the beer. We'll put a little bit of that in there. Very light mix, just like a half a teaspoon. I think the next one I'm going to add is the maple. It's kind of the next, a little bit darker than the beer. Still in the same tone though. Wow, too much. Perfect. Some of this pearl. Got my heat gun. Going high, get some of these air bubbles out. Perfect. I think I just want to swirl up this here. I'm going to use a finish nail. You could use a toothpick or whatever. Kind of get some of this color down here. This is all self-leveling, so it'll should find its own level. And this is, again, this is going to be the back, so I just want some of this color to poke through, or to be like a background for it, you know, for the sand, because the sand sometimes gets lost in the thing. So be interesting to see what this is going to look like when I peel that front plastic off the plexi. Hopefully I'm not scratching the hell out of it with this, but I think the resin will fill in that if I did. But to poke through. Yeah, I'm liking that. We'll hit that again with the heat gun. I might come back in another 5-10 minutes and hit it again with the heat gun. Not seeing any leaks, so that's a good thing. So my plan is to come back every couple hours and just check how dry this is. I think when it gets tacky where it doesn't want to flow anymore is when I want to pull out this black one, because when I pour the water area, I want it to come right up to that. So good first pour. I can see some air bubbles already coming up back here. So yeah, I'm going to let this sit out for a couple minutes and then hit it again with the heat gun. So the sandy area came out really nice. Let that dry a couple days. The hardest part was getting off that dam. So I think on this one, when I work my way up here, I'm going to put a little bit of mold release on this edge. And that's just silicone spray. Let's see. On this side, I'm going to do this. This will be my next pouring, this area. It's a little bit bigger, so I'm going to need, and I don't have the volume of the sand to take up some space, so I'm going to need a lot of resin for that one. I'm going to end up with a pretty large cup. I'm going to do the same kind of thing I did last time. I'm going to mix in the white pigment, glow in the dark, and I'm going to pour a little off into this. We'll get a little yellow in there, just a spot, and we'll make like a, almost like the sun up here. I'm going to pour a white, like a strip of white here, and I'm going to start mixing in this blue. I got some glow in the dark blue. This one's Sea and Forget Me Not, just a little bit to give the illusion of light blue sky, and then that'll all get poured in there. Now when that's dry, I can pull off this dam, and then I'll be able to pour the water area. Mix up this, and I'll set you up so you can watch it pour. Got my yellow, got my little bit of like pale white, and then my light blue back here. I took some silicone spray, I put that on a Q-tip, and then just wipe down this dam so it'll be a little bit easier to get off. So I want to pour out yellow, and maybe I'll do the white, a little white ring here first, and then the rest of the blue. kind of cool. Nice sparkle in there. Alright. Get some resin on your hands anywhere. Rubbing alcohol, 91% is what I use. Works pretty good. Pour a little in the palm of my hand and get all that sticky stuff off. Alright, so I'm going to let that cure. Again, I think the sand was 8 hours, so about 8 hours I can come and peel off this dam, and I could probably even at that point pour the water area. But I'm liking the color so far. I don't know why it reminds me of a bomb pop. It's getting there. I think once that dark blue goes in there, it's going to look even better. So stick around. So up here, that looks pretty good. That really glows when you get some UV on it. That's going to look neat. Hopefully it'll look less like an ice cream sandwich coming up pretty soon here. Some kind of weird gelato creation. I'm going to do a large cup of that stuff again, and the resin. And I'm going to mix in the white glow-in-the-dark pigment, so we'll get that milky look again. I'll pour a little off into this little cup with some of the sea blue and maybe a little bit of white to give it some opaqueness. I think I'm going to drizzle that out in here with a pipette. And then over top I have this transparent blue, which will go into the rest of the milky white there. And yeah, that should be the last of the pour. Alright, there's my big cup. And I want to mix in some of the glow-in-the-dark pigment here. I think I'm going to start with the bigger cup with the transparent blue, and then pipe in the lighter white. Let's get this poured out. This is the fun part. I love doing this. Trick is knowing when to stop, which is tough, but that was pretty cool. Alright. I think I want to put some more down the bottom there so it looks like, you know, the waves down the beach, you know. I don't have any leaks on the sides and there, so pretty good. So yeah, let that dry. Tomorrow that should be good to start cleaning up. Alright, that's all dried. My original plan was to take this refrigerator tubing off, but I think I might damage the epoxy, and I think this will make a good lip where the hardware attaches on. It's going to sit just like this. We'll have some clamps that come over and hold it in place, so you'll be able to see it from the back. I mean from the front. So yeah, I really want to see what this is going to look like. Where we were pouring was the back, so this is going to be the front. Peel this from over here. The big reveal. Oh wow. So I'm going to get this fastened on there. I'm going to charge it up with the sun, and we'll be able to see what it looks like in the dark too. Alright, so there it is in all its glory. It actually kind of looks like you're looking out a window. The light behind it. I added this base. I had this piece of wood from some lot I got a while ago. But I really like the color. I wish I had gone a little darker blue on this top portion. And but other than that, I think it looks pretty good. I mounted it from the back using little canvas retainers for like using on the back of a canvas frame. And yeah, I think it looks pretty good. So I want to thank you for joining me once again. And if I can get a picture of this glowing, I'll see if I can add that in the end. But anyway, thank you for watching. Thumbs up so I know you like my content, and we'll talk again soon. Bye for now.